between two free trades. Now we got to wait to let them play out. But between two free trades, I've given you guys opportunity for 500 or so pips. Good morning. All right, I'm back, y'all. With the same pair as last week, but I got an add-on for you. We're also going to take a look at USD JPY. So last week I was a bit premature, but I also told y'all I wasn't quite convinced that we had gotten the confirmation we needed in order to execute on USD CAD. So I didn't execute. So this week though, I think there's a good solid opportunity, and I'll explain to you why as I move throughout the charts. So for those of you guys who are new, my name is Kaci, and I, on this side of YouTube, like to complete analysis videos to show you guys how I navigate through the market. One of the things when I first got started, I was picking up bits and pieces from here and there, but had no comprehensive approach to how I was approaching the market, right? And so analysis was very scattered. There were pieces that I was missing. Like I knew as I was going through the charts, like I'm missing something. It seems like there should be more. And then finally got to the place where I figured out there actually was more that I hadn't had the opportunity to learn just yet. So in this video, guess what you get? All of that. You get all the steps that I use in order to complete an analysis. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm going through what we call a top-down analysis. And the top-down analysis is where I'm going through each time frame, and I'm identifying the key areas where price has the potential to reverse. And so these are important because once you combine them with some other analytical tools, you have a lot of power, right? You have a lot of power to be able to understand and see what the market has the potential to do and what you need to be looking out for in order to execute. All right. So I've done my weekly levels. I'm going to go on and I'm going to just check, make sure I got everything, and I went a little far. So we're going to move that up. And I think I'm good. Oh, I forgot one. All right, so I'm going to turn this off. And then I'm going to go to the daily, and I'm going to do the same thing that I just did. USD CAD been moving to the upside for a minute. Excuse me. So I'm going to turn this to the daily. And then I am going to go through the rest of the charts and find my swing lows and swing high. And I can't tell if that's actually, I don't think this area, we'll see. I'll double check it. I'm going to click below the last low. And then we'll drop it here. And then here. All right, so I'm gonna double check, make sure that I got everything. I'm using my smart toolbox in order to find this, and it looks like I do. So I'm gonna turn this off. I think I did miss a high here. And if you don't know what swing highs, swing lows are, go to the mini course so you can understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Okay. And so we're good. Now I'm gonna go down to the 4. Now the 4 as a swing trader is the lowest time frame that I'm going to look at on a pretty consistent basis. There are times when I do pull it. If there's something that I think that I'm missing, or I need more information in order to inform me on how I will move in that trade, I will go down that low, but it is not typical or standard practice for me to do so. Now, when I'm looking for my entry, do I go low? Yes, I do. So, but for this, I don't think I have to. I think I have enough information where I can get what I need right here. All right. So I've done all of my relative swing high, swing low, high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse. And I'm just going to double check smart support, smart resistance. And it looks like I forgot one. And I think we are good. And on the resistance side, I see one. I forgot. It's the most recent. I think it's the most recent one. Yeah, this one right here. So I gotta add that on. All right. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna back out, right? I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna go to the monthly time frame, and I am going to deploy the fibs over my larger move, right? And then I'm gonna look relative to where price is. So on my larger move, the deepest pullback that we have is to the 8-6. So my D extension sits outside of the monthly or the daily level at 14788 at 151875. Now, that's for the entire move, right? The entirety of all of this. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to the current leg of price and I'm going to see what goes on. So, current leg of price, this is the active fib. So we have an A low, a B high, we have a 50% pullback, and then I'm going to drop my line. So my marker, let me label this. So it should be labeled monthly because we are on the monthly, right? D extension. We're going to turn that to monthly color. Make sure that the line is green, which it is. And then I'm going to do monthly current leg D extension. And then I'm good. Now, this should be orange or gold, I should say. All right, so now that I've got that, I am going to drill down and I'm going to go to the daily. And then from the daily, we're going to look at the fib to the upside, see if we've hit any extensions. And the important part of this is to understand if it's time to turn the fib around, right? So I just backed out of that because it was white. It didn't give me any information that I need right now. So I'm just moving on to the next leg so I can get the relevant information that I need to assess what's up. Okay. So as it stands right now, we have not yet hit the 38.2. So let me show y'all what I'm looking at. We have not hit the 38.2 to the upside. So this is still considered a 23.6 pullback, right? So it would be nice if we did hit the 38.2. 38.2 sits at 141,428. And so we know that once we hit the 38.2, price could very well take off to the next extension. But if we look at this, the monthly D extension is at 151875. The monthly current leg D extension is at 15, right? So this could either be where we take off this 23.6, we stall out, then we come back and make a deeper retracement, or price could be headed to the downside to 134, which would be the area that we would need for this matching D extension to happen on a higher time frame. So I'm going to delete this because we already got our B boundary. So I'm looking at past Fibonacci. The D extension was at 145.14. We got there last month or early this month. We formed a B high, and so price is looking for what we call a C right now. So I'm going to delete this and I'm going to go down to the 4. Now I'm turning my fib to the other side. And actually, I want to go back to the daily because that's what I was missing last time. We didn't have enough information and we had to speculate that where that turnaround could be. So on the daily, we do have a fib, right? So in order for us to have a fib, we have a swing high, we have a swing low. We had 4-hour resistance, daily resistance, and another 4-hour resistance. But we see that there was so much momentum to the downside the week before last. It was like 525 pips, right? And so we didn't really get a proper pullback. Proper pullback is at least to the 38.2. We didn't get that. And if you don't know the fib levels, go to the mini course so you could follow what it is that I'm saying. Each week, I put out analysis here that you could very well take advantage of. But in order to do that, you have to understand what it is that I'm saying. 38.2, daily 38.2. I'm going to turn that red because it's on the daily. All right. So we're good. And then I am going to, now I'll go down to the 4. So we see that the daily 38.2, let me go back. Is that in the right place? Daily. Yep, it's in the right place. Daily 38.2 at 144,686. But looking at this, we could push up to the 50 at 145. But we safely traded to the 38.2. So I'm gonna go down to the 4 because I want to see exactly how far we have to travel down to finish out this sequence, which I think could happen before we see any type of move to the upside. So when I say finish out the sequence, meaning price is currently right here. D extension is over here. We are 27 pips away from the D extension on the 4-hour to being complete. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna map out, I'm gonna draw that we gotta come down here first. Now, price can very well take off from where it is before traveling to the upside. I said that wrong. Price could take off from where it is and travel to the upside. But I'm inclined to believe that we may see this first. And again, we may see it go even higher. My cats are over here going crazy. I don't know if y'all can hear them. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up for the buy. So I am going to grab my ray and I'm going to take it from the swing high, the A, and I'm going to take it to the next high. Now to double check, make sure I did this right, I can grab a smart trend line, click above the last high, and you see that black line when I hover over it, it says smart TL, that's smart trend line. So this means I've drawn my line in the right place. Now for the purpose of drawing my trend lines, I'm gonna go down, right? Because I don't have enough information on the higher time frames to zoom in, and I really don't want to do that on the higher time frames. I want to get as granular as possible in finding my entry for this potential trade. And you see, we might be getting a turnaround right now. So I am going to drop. Yeah, it's not giving me one on the hour. Let me see if I get it on 30. No, it's not giving me one yet. So I gotta wait for it to give me another one. But if I take this, let's say I don't want this to show up on the 30. Where's visibility? Smart Fibonacci properties. What I want is visibility though. I don't want it to show up on I don't want it to show up on this chart. So I'm trying to find it's not giving it to me. That's fine. They have in the settings, like when you draw trend lines, when you draw rays, you could choose where you want them to show up. I'm not going to move that out here. What we may see is we may see a dip in price. So I think that we have at least another 40 pips or so to go before we see this turnaround. And that's just drilling down to the lower time frame to figure it out. So if I was to set this up and I'm looking to the left, so this is my next low at 141,227. We got 141 even. And so I think we're going to 14131. So I'm going to set this up below my last low. So my stop loss would be here. And I'm going to draw out my box because we don't have a short tool in this, to my knowledge, I should say, in this platform. So I'm going to draw this out. If I can get it to act right. Oh, Lord. I'm moving stuff around. I got to go see where this was and move it back. All right, so I'm going to move this up. Now, we only trade safely to the 38.2. Do I think this is going for the long haul to the upside? I don't think so, not yet. I think that UCAD will sell, but we're going to take it piece by piece, right? So I'm not going to project that far out. I'm going to look at what I got on the table right now to come up with my thoughts. Now, I am going to measure out this move. So from the entry to the take profit, it's about 336 pips on the table. right? With the potential for a price to travel higher. Now, in order to execute on this, I do look to the lower time frame in order to get the breaks, the bullish confirmation to the upside, and that's all the way down to the 15, right? So last week, what happened? Let me go back to the 4. I don't know if y'all remember in the video, I was like, I'm not convinced. When I drew this trend line and we were sitting like right around, this 4-hour level, price kind of moved. It opened up higher, through it, but it still wasn't to me all the way convincing. And so I set it up for here, but what I didn't do is back out to the higher time frame, which was the daily, in order to see what that looked like on the daily. And so I said, I think on the 4-hour, either we could see this take off to go up to the upside, or we could see this finish out the sequence on the 4-hour time frame. And that's exactly what it did. So I would put my stop loss just a little bit below that 4-hour. So I'm not going to put it exactly, but essentially what we're looking at is the opportunity to gain 336 pips with risking, um, we'll call it 50 because I'm lower. Let's call it 51 pips. So it's almost like an 8 to 1, right? Well, no, that's not right. 7, 6. I got to do the math. I think it's 6. But yeah, it's still a great setup all day, right? So we talk about this in the coaching, we talk about it in the training, in the course, that the key to this is like you're not gonna win every trade. You're just not. And so being strategic about what trades you take and how you take them will be the difference between you being profitable and you not. So this is my thoughts on USD CAD. Let's go to USD JPY. Okay, so we're on USD JPY, and let me just turn all of my candles black because y'all be tripping when I don't. And what is that? What is that? What is that? So even though I'm a heavily based fib trader, right? I am always looking for ways to get added confirmation or what I think price will do. And so, I'm not a candle formation girl yet, although it is something that I'm studying. There is an option within this platform to add that on. So as I'm studying it, I can recognize when certain formations are happening. So the formations alone do not constitute, oh, yes, I'm taking a buy trade. Oh, yes, I'm taking a sell trade. It's more so adding to my arguments as to why it makes sense. So confluence, what they call confluence. So, all right, I'm gonna do the same thing on UJ that I just did on USD CAD. And this was a trade that Wednesday night was a good session in the coaching group. I think we went over about 10, maybe 12 pairs. And we had a couple hot setups in there. Some of those we had to wait for. But essentially, I'm deep diving into what's happening on the charts and why I'm taking the approach I'm taking. So kind of like this, but you're live, which is pretty cool. So people get to stop me, ask me questions, why I did certain things that they didn't understand. And Wednesday was pretty hot. So Wednesday, I overshot the entry into USD JPY, but my target was on. So I want to show you guys, hopefully you coaching people are watching too. I want to show you guys how you can get into the move to the downside. Of course, you're not going to catch all the pips, but you'll be able to get something that can help you out. So this is the weekly chart, and I'm going to stop here. Relative, because look where we are. We're down at 113, prices all the way at 152. It's not really necessary to be that low. For practice, if you want to do it all day, right? It's gonna make you better. Okay. So I am going to turn this red because I'm on the daily, and I'm gonna hit these. Now, if you don't know why I'm marking the areas I'm marking, Again, go through that no-cost mini course. It should give you some clarity on what's happening. Okay. So I think I'm good on the daily. I'm gonna go down to the 4-hour and I'm gonna adjust this. And so I'm gonna put in my highs and my lows on the 4. All right, let's bring this down. And let's drop this. And I'm gonna drop this. Yeah, I overshot. I thought we would see price push up into this area first before dropping. And we didn't get that. And so I'm just reevaluating an entry because I still think there's some movement to the downside that we're gonna see that will still offer the opportunity to catch some pips. And a good clean should be good and clean setup. Okay, so I've done the 4. I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna go back to the monthly. Now, do y'all recall the steps that I'm taking? Right? I'm starting from the higher time frame, finding support and resistance, and then I'm going in and looking at the direction of the trade, or the market, I should say, price, and then drilling down to come up with a potential entry. Monthly D extension. I'm gonna change this to gold because that's the monthly color. So you see the active fib right here has us at, let me change this to green. The monthly fib active has us right here at 184,625. That's what it would take to finish out the sequence, right? For us to start a new sequence or for us to see any potential major turn in the market. This is great information, right? So I'm gonna drill down to the monthly. And actually, if you wanted to drop a fib on the current leg of price, that's where we're at, right? So if we want to look even closer, this is the current leg of price. So monthly current leg of price D extension. All right, so I'm gonna save that. So 167,082 will finish out this sequence right here. Now I picked this D extension because we had a pullback to the 38.2 not once but twice. And this looked like this might even came to the 50. And so it's red matching D extension, red 167,082. Right. So I'm gonna delete this. And then I'm gonna go down to the weekly. Now I'm gonna look at the overall move, right? And then I'm gonna look at current liquor price. So I'm gonna drop the fib here. This don't give me nothing. So I'm gonna keep moving through price in order to get an active fib. All right. So what we have here is a D extension that sits just inside of the monthly D extension. So I'm gonna put weekly D extension and I'm gonna turn this blue. And so that level sits at 180,622. I'm gonna delete this. I'm going down to the daily because I understand where I am, right? As far as the pricing is concerned. I'm gonna click below the last low to get the overall fib move. That has happened, right? Or price has been knocked out by more recent price. So I'm gonna click below the last low. There we go. So our current fib. Here's what's happened. Let's see. We had an A low, we had a B high, we had shallow pullback, and then we came down to the D extension and started a new fib. This to me means I need to go back up and see what's happening here. Okay, so we hit, Lord have mercy. I gotta go back and look on the weekly chart. So, oh no, it's very simple. I got it. So we hit a D extension, we had a low, we had a B high, we had a 50% pullback. We hit the D extension over back in May. And so it was time to start looking at price going to the downside, right? Cool. So I'm gonna get rid of this on the weekly. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear my stomach growling? Oh, excuse me. I gotta go cook me some breakfast. I'm starving. I'm gonna go down to the daily. And then I am going to, like, if I was to deploy the fib here, it's not gonna give me anything, right? But if I deploy it over the current leg of price, it'll give me all I need to know. So on the daily, our D extension sits outside of weekly support. We're gonna drill down though. So we have weekly D extension. Yeah. So I'm back on this eating plan. And ooh, Lord. It's so easy to stay like it's so easy to stay doing what you were doing before. Change requires a lot of work, right? And so I am in the process of trying to better myself and better my habits. And I got to tell you, it's hard, right? It is hard. And so that's kind of parallel to like trading. If you've been trading one way or you don't have a routine, like it's hard to change. It's difficult. But I mastered it last year around this time, probably right after my birthday, March. I lost like 16, 17 pounds in like a month. And that was by eating on a very, very strict schedule. I mean, very strict. And so I'm trying to do the same thing again this year. Once you start getting older, them jeans just don't work like they used to. And so, for most of my life, I never had to worry about weight. Never. And then I started getting older and it's like, girl. So I'm trying to change to more healthy habits and get into a better place as far as how I'm eating. Okay, so let me stop talking and running my mouth. So we got a swing loader form on the hour. So I went down to the hour because what I'm trying to do is find a move or find an entry back into that 4-hour trade down to that's the 4-hour extension of 148,759. So in order for us to get a retracement, so right now, look what we got going on the 1 hour. We have an A high, we have a B low at 152.96. We pull back a little bit to 153.30, and price looks like it's starting to lose momentum. Right around this 152, 150, 152, right? So it looks like price is starting to push back up. So there's a couple things that we could get here, right? So that move that we saw in USD CAD, we could pull up to the 38.2, right from where price is right now. And we'll drill down and see if we got, bullish signals. But this could be a potential great entry for the trade. Okay. I'm gonna turn this green. Okay. And then we could see the rest of the move complete, right? Past our daily support down to our D extension. 148.75 is where that's at. Or what we could see is price finish out the sequence. I'm gonna draw it over here. So we could see price finish out the sequence and then we could see a pullback of just that zone. And I think that will put us somewhere right here. Let me copy this. Let's paste. So I think that would put us just looking at structure, right? So I'm gonna move this back over here. That could put us right here. So either way, I wouldn't trade the buy move, right? Because I'm interested in the sale. I'm just looking to see where could a potential good entry be for the sale opportunity. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drill down to the 15. You already got to move to the upside now. Look like I'm gonna take my array. I'm gonna go from the last side. This gonna give me an outer one. Well, I guess I am concerned with that. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm going to place that there. Then I'm gonna take this one and place that there. I'm gonna bring this one in. Ooh, there we go. So I'm going to grab my smart trend line. Yep, so it gave me that inner one. I think that's as aggressive as we need to be right now. Because I'm gonna wait to see when we do get the break. Now I can kind of look and see where this first leg of price is gonna go. Grab my smart fib, click below the last low. That's gonna take us here. It doesn't give me a whole lot of information. Let me see if I have enough on the 30 or even the hour. That's really where I'm gonna look. So we're in the middle of pushing up. I'm gonna go to the hour. Yeah. So it's really, let me throw these fibs back on here. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna push somewhere around here, 38 to 50 level, before we see a continuation to the downside. So I would be looking to enter right around 153.4 for the rest of the move to the downside. And our 4-hour D extension is at 148.75. Now, that's only if we are able to break 151.03. If we're not able to break 151.03, then we're not going to complete out this sequence. I'm gonna go back to the 4 just to double check my target. And I'm gonna deploy this fib here. Yeah. So, ooh, see, look, me messed it up. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, this was at 38 too. I need to lock in these levels, right? So, looking at this, yeah, I think we gotta finish out the sequence. This puts us at 148. I was checking to make sure I had my fib laid down right, and I do. In order for this sequence to finish, we gotta come here. I'm gonna go to the daily just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, the daily puts us even further out. So let's deal with the 4-hour first. So 4-hour, I think the target is that 148.75. We gotta break through daily support first for that to happen. If we don't get that break, then and price starts to reject off that level, then I will start looking to the upside. But it's my thought that we have to finish out this sequence first. And that will put us at 148.75. If we do push back to this higher zone here, it's the opportunity for 475 pips. If we do not, then and we push back to this zone, that's the opportunity for 400 pips. But I gotta make sure. Let me go down to this is a okay. I am going to go to the hour. Actually, let me go back to the 4. Yeah, so we pull back. See, and what I'm struggling with right now, y'all, is the fact that this 4-hour fib is still active, but we sit before a very significant and key zone, which is the daily. And then if we look to the right, this would be that W pattern, which signals a potential reversal. If we break through it, then this is on and popping, right? 148.75. But I'm trying to make sure that I place my fibs correctly. In this because I do think that there is more room to the downside. It is just figuring out the where to stop. So I'm going back and I'm double checking where I place my fibs. And I don't have enough information. Let me place it just there we go. It's in the same place. 148.75. Still 618 pullback. Um hmm. I wonder what's gonna happen with the dollar and the yen this week to make that happen. And let me click over the last side. So even if I did take these entries here at 153.67, 152.50, whichever way it ends up, I would safely trade to this red level here. So from the higher pullback, that's about 240 pips to the downside. From the lower pullback, this is 188, 189.70. And so to be safe, because this is a daily level, right? This is a strong level. I would only plan to trade to these levels because you have support right here. So we could get to this level and start pushing up to the upside, at least to this 155 and some change. Or it's a possibility that we could break through it, but we want to be as safe and conserve as much capital as we can. And so that is my thought on USD JPY. Let me know what you're thinking. How are you playing it? Did you catch the move to the upside and the downside last week? It presented a really, really good opportunity. And I think there's still opportunities on the table. If this video was helpful to you in any way, consider giving it a thumbs up. Also, consider sharing it with somebody because between two free trades. Now we got to wait to let them play out. But between two free trades, I've given you guys opportunity for 500 or so pips, right? So I'm sure there's somebody who's trying to learn how to do this who could also use the guidance as well. So make sure that you share the video with them. All right. And then consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. I try to put out videos once a week. Sometimes I don't always make that, but for the most part, I do. You can go back and look at past videos, past trade ideas, past teachings. I try to include some of everything that everybody is looking for. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. For those who celebrate, I hope you had a very good Valentine's Day. And I will see you guys on the next video. And no, I have not forgotten TradingView training video will be coming up next, but there were such good opportunities. I'm like, I gotta share this with you guys. And for those of you guys who are asking, like, I didn't know you use TradingView. Yes, I do. I started out on TradingView, and in fact, the course that I sell has a TradingView version of it as well. So even though you may not see it as something that I use right now, it is something that I have used in the past and that I've made accommodations for those who still are using TradingView. But one day y'all gonna get hip and y'all gonna get with this platform right here, as it is a game changer, right? So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video. Be safe, stay warm.